this may be the silliest movie of 2020. Hey there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So today we are looking at the brand new Netflix release, Sightless. Sightless is a 2020 American psychological horror film written and directed by Cooper Karl, and it's based on the 2017 short film of the same name. Madelaine Petsch plays the role of Ellen, who's a sort of famous violinist that gets attacked one night and gets her vision taken away. Now she does have to slowly rebuild her life while also trying to figure out who it was that attacked her. My first positive, guys, with this one is Madelaine's performance. I hadn't seen her in any other movies in particular, but she does a solid job here. What's impressive as well is she's pretty much in every single scene in the movie. The film, it doesn't have a huge cast. It has a couple of characters and almost every scene involves her. As well as that, just how they kind of deal with what happens to a person when they lose their sight. She does get quite depressed, she gets suicidal at times, and she portrays that really well. She also has to learn how to use her other senses to rebuild her life and also survive the ordeal that's going on. So she uses senses like touch and smell to figure out what's happening in her apartment if somebody is approaching her. I thought they did a great job with that, with the camera work in particular. When we meet a new character that wants to talk to Ellen, we don't actually see their face right away. Instead, we are kind of in her mind trying to build this image that she has of this person, and that comes into play quite a lot in the movie. Even when she is talking to somebody or somebody comes into her apartment, she may think it's one person, but until they start speaking, it's a completely different story. I thought that was an interesting way just to play with the audience as well as the character. There's a lot of red herrings because of that. She gets a budgie in one part of the movie, and her carer Clayton essentially tells her the budgie can be any colour she wants it to be. Now that applies for all of the characters in this movie. As we meet them, we're essentially meeting them in the way Ellen would see them, but as the film progresses, we slowly see that not everything is as it seems, and she can't exactly trust everyone. That goes for the sound design as well. I really enjoyed how they kind of played with sound throughout the movie. As this character is learning to listen out for stuff, we are doing the exact same thing. Whether it be neighbours fighting next door or a car alarm going off outside, you are constantly listening and trying to find out what's out of the ordinary. One common theme the movie has all the way through is paranoia, as Ellen becomes more and more paranoid about the people around her and just the condition she's in. You do the exact same. It's almost like a detective game at times with a lot of red herrings. Now at the same time, what I enjoy is how that pairs with claustrophobia. The movie, it's definitely a contained film. The cast isn't huge in this one. You've about 10 cast members in total, and it's all based in Ellen's apartment and just outside in the hallway. I thought it was interesting. There's not a lot of places in the movie, but at the same time they still make the most of what they have. Anytime Ellen wakes up in the middle of the night in her apartment, you are always looking out to see if something in the background, or you're trying to listen for a strange sound. As I said, it is all based in her apartment, but for the most part they do a lot in it. The plot also unravels quite slow, but I was never bored with the movie. Even though the cast is small and there's only really about 3 characters we really follow in the movie, I was still entertained all the way through. One thing I thought was quite fun in the movie is you do tend to see a character and enjoy what's happening with them on screen, and then maybe 10 minutes later you are nothing but suspicious. My last positive are the twists in the movie. Although the twists are not very clever and you do kind of see them coming at times, I still enjoy them. I thought there was enough twists in this movie that I was constantly guessing as the film went on. When I thought I knew the plot and what would happen at the end of the movie, there was always a red herring that was thrown my way. And speaking of twists, that also brings me to my negatives. Although I did enjoy the movie, I thought it was really fun, it's also a really dumb movie at times. The twists in particular aren't very clever. I did kind of see a lot of them coming, and when we get to that last act of the movie, there's not a huge payoff. Character decisions as well are quite questionable in the movie, and overall, the way I looked at it, it's a missed opportunity. There's a really interesting plot in the movie, a really good premise, but they do kind of squander it in the last act. Just that big reveal wasn't a huge reveal for me. I did kind of guess it when I went into the last act of the movie, and it wasn't a huge payoff. Overall though guys, I would say this is still a fun movie. It's just not a very clever movie. I think it thinks it's smarter than it actually is. The cast, as I said, do a great job in the movie. The directing is actually very well done for a director who it's his first movie, but the writing isn't up to scratch. But my main takeaway was just how much of a missed opportunity this one was. The plot, the premise is all quite interesting, but they do kind of squander it in the last act of the film. You can now watch this if you like on Netflix. Make sure guys you go give it a watch. Pop back here and let me know what you thought of it. Remember guys, if you like, you can also subscribe to the channel. You can pop on the notification bell. If you do want to see more videos like this one, click that link down below, and I will see you in the next one.